A New Hope, Nier Chapter 168 Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of his stories. The Elden Beast. A Shoggoth of an outer god, an eldritch entity of unfathomable power and reality-bending might. I could feel my body warping as all the shards of the Elden Ring I had collected came together to fuse into a new Elden Ring that fit and light up the interior of my soul. My body was elevating to a higher state of being. Honestly, I had no doubt that at this point, that I had ageless immortality at this point. The massive Shoggoth swirled forward as he swung a massive conjured blade of cosmic light towards me. And in unison, my guardian swung through a brutal jab with its fist covered in swirling darkness that collided with the blade made out of cosmic energy. I wonder if I can take you as well with my phazon. I am a divine being now as well. I spoke with my voice rumbling and shaking the pocket dimension we were in. And the Shoggoth's alien mind slammed into mine with fury and as with myself snorting as I rebuffed his mental attack by endlessly lengthening the gap between our minds. Then I formed a blade out of solid lightning in my hands over 2B's sword Virtus contract that she had loaned me so many months ago and I made it grow into a massive screaming blade of lightning. I swung the sword and the Shoggoth screamed as I closed the gap between the blade and its flesh with reality shifting to have me near the monster as my blade slammed home into it. It then spun around with its cosmic shards of power shooting towards me with great power, but I had an advantage no tarnished ever had in Elden Ring. With my magical energy I took to the air and I saw the Shoggoth do a shudder jiggle of anger as I just flew over the wave of power it sent at me. My guardian then took the chance, seeing the divines while being distracted with his motion shaking the pocket dimension as it grabbed the Shoggoth by the head and slammed it into its domain of darkness that was seeping through the ground. The corruptive darkness from my guardian ate into the Elden Beast's holy light like boiling acid with the Elden Mist giving off a whale-like scream as it flared with power and both myself and my guardian were pushed back as it exploded with power to push us back. Fool! Exploding with power is just wasted power. I thought with disdain as I came in with my lightning-coated sword slicing through its eldritch flesh with the sound of glass shattering as I broke its containing barrier containing its star-filled body. The Elden Beast punched out at me with a stream of cosmic dust that instantly ignited with the brightness and heat of a sun seemingly going supernova. But I just dropped through a gap portal as the realm shook again as my guardian punched through its darkness domain beneath it with the Elden Beast crying out as my guardian's darkness-enhanced punch slammed into its underbelly and pushed it up into the air. Directly towards me who was falling out of the portal I created to avoid the cosmic attack. I held up my hands and within both my hands formed a titanic massive hammer made out of pure gravity magic and I could all but see the Elden Beast's eyes widen in fear as it realized its position as I did several front flips to build up speed and then it happened. My conjured gravity hammer met my guardian's massive fist with the Elden Beast being the bitch meat in between the unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. The very pocket dimension cracked with the far-off view of the cosmos having large jagged scars through them as for a brief moment as my gravity hammer and my guardian's fist met. A tiny black hole was sparked under my control as I used the gap to control the distance of the amount of gravity exploding to birth a black hole for but an instant. And the Elden Beast couldn't handle such forces being driven into it. Hell, it was no matter what. Still an entity of life and could still be killed by a dumbass naked tarnished with a couple of katanas and only wearing a pot on his head. Softly I landed on my feet as my guardian tore into the smashed remains of the Elden Beast and I watched as the giant figure of darkness bloomed with blue streaks as I pushed my phazon into it to help it absorb the Elden Beast's remaining cosmic power into itself which would in turn be filtered into my own body. Then the pocket dimension quickly broke down as the Elden Beast was no longer supporting it. Leaving me standing in the core of the Erd tree at the center side of where this world was all but ruined to begin with. Is there anything else for me to do in this world? I mused as I walked nonchalantly out of the Erd tree. And after a moment, I realized that no, there really wasn't anything else for me to do. What? Should I go fuck with the frenzy flame underneath the capital? Should I go deal with Mog the Moglester? Dealing with Malenia was a crapshoot due to Miquiala being the demigod of eternal Shoda mind control. So I think it was time for me to wrap up this trip. I needed to get back to the world of Halo to work on the defense of Reach and to take high charity from the Covenant. I needed to get back to the world of RWBY to check on Weiss, Salem, and Glinda who I had knocked up. Hell. I also needed check on Samus I knocked up as well. To say nothing of how I just wanted to faceplant into a mass of android titties whose owners of said titties obviously missed me after I went on this trip. Maybe I should pick up Marika's dog in Farum Azula first though. I mused as I opened a portal and strode into Runne's tower with all its occupants looking at me in wonder with A2 giving a snort and saying, "Jake, your eyes are glowing gold."